All right, let's go. Arms and legs. Bring them up. Marching we are. As you get going, you're warming up the hips, warming up the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the elbows, all of it. Try to get just a little bit higher, a little more movement with each movement, a little more movement with each movement, more range of motion with each movement. There we go. That came out much better. Let's start over. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going with that march and start bringing that leg up, arm up, a little higher, overhead if you can. Bring it up and up. Get that back arm, the arm that goes back, stretch it out behind you as well. And a couple more times. We're good. Alternating, just kick out, push the arms, kick and push. Take the hands, rotate through the palms, nice long arms, pushing through like you're getting out as far as you can. Roll the shoulders forward. So as you kick, roll the shoulders out with the arms and bring it back in. Feel the stretch through the upper back as you're doing this and push again. We're going to switch over from here to the sides. So out and out, stepping out, pushing that arm out. Again, rotation through the shoulders, warming up those joints. So we're not going to have weight against him today, except for David, he will. But the rest of us will have our bands. So we'll be using not as much with the weighted resistance. We still have to get those muscles warmed up. We're still going to be using a lot of the range of motion that we've got. We need to have the joints warmed up, the muscles warmed up, out and out and out. Bring it back in. Just a nice, easy toe tap. Bringing the leg up and up, getting these hip flexors, warming up the leg so that you can lift the leg up and back down, up and back. Easy movements, up, slow, but high as you can get it. Up, up, couple more right there. And last one, back down. Grab your band. Grab your band and around the back. David, first thing we're going to do is a chest press. So you can do these standing, you can do these however you choose. If you got the bands, we're coming around the back. Wrap the band around the hands. And then it's just right straight out. So you've got the shoulders kind of rolled forward as you drive the hands out, just like we did in the warm-ups. It's pushing out, roll the shoulders, feel the work being done in the chest, and then coming back in, elbows down at about a 30-degree angle, and back out. Push, and bring it back in. Take your time on this. If you start to get warmed up a little more, you feel like you need a little more resistance, you're not getting enough work out of the band, cinch your hand up on the band, go up a little higher on it. Out and in, pushing out. Roll the shoulders out, bring it back, and out. Exhale as you drive the hands out. Inhale as you come back in one more time. Out and back in. Bring the arms out to the side, so an external rotation. We're going to just push out to the side and back in. David, you want to use a lighter band for this or a lighter weight for this one if you have multiples? Pushing out and in, straight out. Feel the work being done in the shoulders and on the inside of the upper arm. In, drive it out. Nice and slow. Don't lock the elbows out. When you come out, you've got a little bend in the elbow when you stop, and then bring it back in again. Again, always stop at the end of each range of motion. When you get there, you hold for a count, in and back out. Nice and slow. Take your time with it. Arms right straight out to the side. I was starting to go forward, out to the side, and bring it back in. Shake the shoulders, roll them out a little bit. Next one, we're going to do our chest flies. Little bend in the elbows. We're going to bring the arms back behind this. Try this again. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Arms come out to the side and to the front. Back, rolling the shoulders back. Chest is out. and bring it together up front. So you're not bending the elbows. The elbows are bent, but you're not hinging at the elbow. Everything that's happening is happening in the shoulders and in the upper back. As you bring it back, you're squeezing those shoulder blades together nice and tight, feeling the muscles between the shoulder blades working, engaging to pull those shoulder blades back and together. Squeeze it as you come forward. You're going to feel this in the chest, outside of the chest, the pec minors. Back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Come on forward and hold. And back. We're going to do a couple more. And up. Last one. Bring it back as far as you can get it. Hold it. And up. One more with the band behind our back. Just take a second here. We're going to alternate punches out front. So pushing out with single arm, not letting the torso twist. So don't turn the body as you're doing this. You want to keep your back straight, staying in that natural position. Out and out. Again, if you need more resistance, cinch up a little higher on the band. Your arms are getting tired. Take it a little lower on the band. You're ready. Let's go. Punch. Right out in front. Coming right straight out, rotating the hand as you come out and push that out and back in, working the shoulders, working the chest. You'll feel this all the way down the arm, gripping the band. We'll get the forearms and in, out, and in. Keep going with it. Push and bring it in. Drive it and back, out, and out. Cross body, bring it right straight across. Over and over. Switch hands on top. Drive it. Other one over. So here you're going to feel the chest working heavily to pull that arm across body. Again, don't let the torso twist as you do this. You're just taking that arm and extending it out to the side. That's it. And across, a couple more times. Reach, in, reach, and back in. Set that down. We're going to the band in front of the chest. I'm going to grab a drink of water here. You should too. As much water as you can get. Hydrate, stay hydrated. All the energy that you have comes from water is one of the parts that's needed for it. All right, first thing we're going to do is take the band, hands about that far apart. Then we're going to do a row. So it's bringing the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and out. So in, and when you come back, you want to get those elbows back as far as you can as well and out. So it's bringing the shoulder blades back, squeezing them together, and then bringing the elbows as far back as you can in that wide row and back out. Bring it in, bring it back, squeeze it, and back out. I need a little more. I want a little more tension, so I'm cinching in on the band just a little bit, giving me less distance between the band, which creates more work to separate that band, to pull it apart as I bring the elbows back and the shoulder blades together and back out. In and out. Bring it back. Hold it there and relax. Whew. Palms up, band right across the palms. Squeezing the palms together. We're going to roll the shoulder blades back one at a time, rolling the arm out to the outside, an external rotation, and bringing it back in, then to the other side. This is a pretty small move. Keep the elbows right up against the torso through the whole thing. Don't let them come around. You want to keep those elbows pointed right down at the floor. No rotation through the elbow itself. It's all through the arm. Out and in, out and in. Single-sided, one at a time. Unilateral. Really concentrate on taking that stationary hand and holding that band. Don't let it pull it with it. You want that one hand to stay right where it is, totally stationary. Other one does the work of pulling out and back in. Now both of them, out and back in. Feel the difference. A lot more work into the shoulders. You got more tension, less slack. When you're doing both arms, pulling out, stretching out that band and releasing. Couple more. This is a great shoulder exercise. You should feel this all the way around the shoulders, front to back. Rotate out and back in one more time. Rotate and bring it back in. Shake the shoulders out for a minute. We're going to take the next one. Band goes on the hip. So take your hand, put the band in the palm, press the palm against the side of the hip. What we're going to do is we're going to, that other hand over the top, palms down, and we're going to take and push out to the side and back in. Out and in. And back. Again, shoulder, chest, as well as the triceps and the biceps, both when you go to this diagonal. Bring it out, bring it in, push out. Again, don't lock the elbow out. Stop when you get to that end of the range of motion. Out and in one more time. Take it out. Stay on this arm, elbow right straight out to the side. So the arm is parallel to the floor, and we're going to take and extend at the elbow, right straight out and back in. Out. This time we're really concentrating on those triceps muscles in the back of the upper arm. Total focus on this one. You will feel the grip strength though, that forearm, you should feel it all the way through this though. Holding that band is great for grip strength, but if you got arthritis and you can't get that band, you can't get the grip on the band that you need, you can just wrap it right around the hand and let it do the work with the wrap. Out and in, last one. Take it out and bring it in. Other side. Palm down, palm against the hip. Other side, palm down. Elbow up at an angle. Extend and release. Take it out. Feel the chest working, feel the shoulders working on this one. Up and back down. Feel it in the biceps, the front of the upper arm, as well as everything else. There's just so much in the upper body through the arms and shoulders that this exercise hits. And it's a good one. It's a good one. Up and back down. One more time. Up and back in. Elbow straight out the side. And extend out and bring it in. In. Take it straight out to the side. Hold it out there for a second. Feel the triceps working, back of the upper arms. Give yourself a little less slack, make it a little harder, a little more intensity. Hold it out there, not locking out the elbow, and bring it back in. 2 more times. Out. Hold and in. Last one. Last one. Last call. Right there. Hold and in. Last one with this big band for now. We're going to go to the little band right after this one. So we're going to take the band about a little wider than head width apart. We're going to bring it down. As we bring the arms down, shoulder blades back, squeeze, and back up again. But we're going to take it down to the torso and back up again overhead. As high as you can get overhead. You may not be able to get the arms extended. That's fine. Do what you can with it. Down and back up. Roll the shoulder blades back as you're coming down. Give it a nice good squeeze. Feel it through the shoulders and the chest again. Upper back is getting hit hard on this one in a good way. I say hit hard and it's like, no. It's a good thing. And up. It's engaging. It's engaging. We're all engaging in exercise. That's why we're here. Down and up. Last one. Bring it down and back up. All right. We're going to go to the mini band and do the lower body. We're going to give the upper body a break. We're going back to the upper body, but for right now, we're switching off because my shoulders are tired, which I knew they would be. That's why I have this written this way. Start with the mini band around the thighs. Dave, for this one, you can just set for all of the exercises, put the weights on the thighs, not directly on the knees. If you need a little more support or a little more resistance, you can push down with the hands. The first one is the only one that I'm not sure how you're going to, and you can put the weights up there for this one too. We're going into a butterfly. Before we start, make sure the shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Bring the legs out and back in again. So like I said, we've got one person that is using weights instead of using the bands. So I'm trying to modify for him as we go along, giving him options that way. And bring it back in, out. David, the other thing you can do on this one is hold your hands to the outside and apply pressure through the upper body as the legs come out. We're working the outside of the hips all the way up the sides and the medial glutes, the middle of the butt, out and back in. Two more. And last one. And back in nice and slow. Feet apart. One thing you want to be careful with this, with the bands, the band is going to want to pull the knees together. You have to work the outside of the hips at all times to keep the knees out, to keep them in line. And it's important that you keep them lined up. If you're having problems, if you pick up the foot and you see that the leg and the knees are going towards each other, bring the feet together a little closer so that you don't have that pressure. But try to work these muscles in the outside of the hips to hold that band apart, as we're going to go into just a march right here, up and up. Doesn't have to come up real high. Just start working those hip flexors, warming them up, lifting that leg. We're going to get a little more intense with this one coming up. But for right now, just do this march, keeping the knees apart. Keep an eye on them. Make sure they're not coming together. You're making sure that band, you're working against the band. You're pulling it apart so that the knees do stay. This is the greatest exercise for the outer hips. Up and up. And it works the hip flexors at the same time. So you're getting a good leg workout. You're getting those muscles in the hips worked out at the same time. Just a little bit of everything. Up, up, and we're good. This one again, weights on the thighs if you want. And we're going to step out to the side and bring it back in. Other side out and in. And back. Try to keep everything in alignment, knee toe, out and back, out. So even though you're stepping out, it's like a jumping jack. When you do a jumping jack, it's out and your foot is straight and the knees pointed forward as well. And in, out, and in. Again, now we're getting into the outside of the thighs. Now we're working that muscle down just a little bit. We started up at the top in the hips. Now we're working our way down to the thighs, back in, out, and in, out, in, out, in. One more time each side and bring it back. All right, I said we were going to get a little more intense with the march. We're going to stay on one side, one leg up and pulse it. So working this hip flexor and the quadriceps, you're going to feel it from above the knee all the way up to the lower abs as you pull that up. Again, watch the legs so that they don't come together. You keep them apart, hip width apart, whatever it takes to keep the legs hip width apart and still get a little work on the outside of the thighs, up, front of the hip. Squeeze. Quadriceps right at the very top of them, up and back down. I keep checking my monitor to make sure I haven't lost my alignment. Bring it up and down. Going to the other side. The other side, we are shoulder blades are back, chest is out. So I started coming forward, leaning forward, chin to chest kind of thing. I don't want to be there. I want to be in my neutral position with the shoulder blades back, ears over the shoulders, and then lift and lift. Once I know I have my posture, then I can start doing the exercise. Bring it up, Working the front of that hip, working the outside of the hip. Thigh is getting hit completely in the front, all the way up to the lower abs. Up, up. So as much as you can, you're bringing that right straight up. That knee comes up and back down, up and down. That pulsing is keeping that muscle under tension the whole time, giving it a chance to break down so that it can build back up again. Into big muscles. Down, up, and take it back down. All right. Next one. We're going to do what we did before. Grab onto the bottom of your chair. This time we're going to take both legs out and both legs in. Grab onto the bottom of your chair. Pull yourself down flat as you're doing this, or grab onto the back of the chair, out and in. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to bounce every time you pick them up. You're going to roll back, and you become this weeble, wobbling, which you don't want. That's really hard on the lower back. Grab onto the back of the chair. Grab onto the bottom of the chair. Lift the legs up and out, up and in, up and out, and in. A lot more intense because you've got twice as much tension on that band than you had before with just one leg at a time. Out. This one gets into the glutes heavily, getting into the side of the butt. Muscles out and in, out. Bring it back. How wide you go doesn't matter. How wide you can go is all the farther you should go. That's what matters. You work with your body. You do what it says is right. Out and in, out, back in. A couple more times. Down, in. All right. Band goes around the ankles. We're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to go out one side at a time. But here's a big difference on this one. The knee is going to be involved. You need to keep the knee straight. When we were up above the knee, there was no pressure on it. Now we have, as we pick that leg up, the band's going to want to pull the foot in, put it, just exposing the knee out there. You've got it crimped on the one side. You've got it expanded on the other. You really need to make sure that when you do this, you keep the knee straight and back in, staying on the one side. Focus on it. You're going to feel it a lot more in the hips, a lot more, but you're also going to feel it all the way down the leg. This is strengthening up the entire leg, that IT band that runs down, getting that knee stronger, out and in. Keep that other knee straight as well, and back. Again, we're fighting the resistance of the band that's on the ankle. If you can't do it from down there and you can't keep the knee straight, then bring the band up a little higher, makes it a little easier. The farther you put it down, the more you're going to feel the work. All right, other side we go. Out and in. Really work the outside of that leg. You can feel it because everything is working to keep that lower leg out instead of letting it pop in with the band. And in, out. Bring it back. Step it out. A few more times. My legs are getting tired. I am feeling this up the outside, especially in the glutes. Opposite leg is feeling it too because it's having to work to stay straight. Out and back in. Band goes around the feet. So flatten that band out like this. Underneath the feet, as far back, as close to the ankles as you can get. Feet are apart. First thing we're going to do is heel raises, just up and back down, keeping the heels out. Again, the important piece is not letting the band pull that heel in and toe out. So if you're not feeling pressure against the in that calf muscle to lift that heel up, then bring the feet apart more so you've got more stretch in the band, more resistance. And up, straight up. Straight up now, tell me, is it going to be? Oh, never mind. Went into my DJ days. Back to there. Up, up. So the one foot holds the band down, the other one comes up. Check your heels, make sure they're in alignment. Mine were starting to come in, up and up. So I'm really feeling this in this calf muscle on the outside of the calf to the outside of the leg because it's working to pull that heel out at the same time that it's lifting. And we don't do that normally. Up and up. All right. Last one we're going to do with the mini band is we've done the seated march. It's completely different when you have the band down around the feet. So as you lift, you're going to notice you can't get that leg as high as you could when it was up on the thighs. There's a lot more work involved. And again, the key here, keep the alignment. As you bring that foot up, don't let the band pull it in. And this is something you don't have when it's up around the thighs. So we're adding just a smidge of intensity, smidge. And again, in a good way. We're making it harder in a good way. It's good for you. Up and up. It's like Special K. It's good for you. Good for you, Special K. Up and up. Old commercials are just clogged in my head. It's full of them. And up, up, up. Feeling the outside of the hips. As I'm doing this, I'm able to get it up just a little bit higher, but I got to really watch to make sure that I don't let my heels pull in. And up. One more time each side. Other. We're good. Grab a drink of water. We're going back to the long band. The long band. David, these are good strength exercises. We've got bicep curls. We're going to do side arm raises, front arm raises, things like that. So these are going to be good for the weights that you have. We're going to start out, take the band, get it flat, put it underneath the feet, and bring the band up around the hands, feet together as much as you want, as much as you need. Wrap the band around the hand if you can. If you can't, if you don't have enough band, that's fine. Just hold on. The other thing you can do is you can tie a knot in the band so that you can put that knot between the fingers and then pull up that way so that you've got that knot right in between the fingers. You don't have to grip. You just have to hold the fingers together and that knot will keep it right there. All right. First one we're going to do is bicep curls. So elbows against the torso and bring the hands up in front and back down. Keep the back straight. Keep the shoulder blades back. You're going to want to go forward on this one as you have that resistance. If you don't have enough resistance, roll down on the band. Up and back down. Elbows stay forward right next to the torso. And down. We got to try to get through all of these. And back. Upper body arm. Also be doing some more lower body with this. Using the long band again. Down and up. And two more. And last one. And down. One side at a time. We're going to do a little bit of a forward bend, going into a hip hinge. Arm comes up, squeeze the shoulder blade back and down. So keep the shoulder blades back. You got that little arch in the lower part of your back. Bringing that hand up, roll the shoulder blade back and back down again. Up and back. Keep the elbow bent. The elbow's just in alignment with the shoulders, and then the hand comes forward. Make sure that elbow and hand, excuse me, elbow and shoulder stay in alignment. Don't let the elbow go forward or back. Comes right up the side and back down. Up and back. Couple more. And last one. Up and back. To the other side we go. Same thing. Up. Hip hinged forward. Keep that back straight as you do this. You should feel this in the shoulder blades and in the shoulder. Up. Shoulder blade. Those muscles between the shoulder blades doing the work to bring that arm around. Then back down. and up. Few more, just a few. 3 and down. 2, all shoulder blade. Last one right here. And back down. Back up. Seated, shoulders back, ears over shoulders over hips. We're going to take both arms this time and come out to the side. This time you're using the muscle in the middle of the shoulder as you lift to the side. Keep a little bend in the elbows. Don't let that arm get too high. You don't want to go past the height of the shoulders. And back down. Keep the shoulder blades back as you do this, chest out, up. And you don't want to pinch the front of that shoulder socket. So keep the shoulder blades back, roll them back, hold them back there. Use those muscles in the upper back between the shoulder blades to hold them up and back. It's like you're flapping like a bird, up and back down. It's really bad. I've gotten into watching the birds in the backyard. We even built a little bird sanctuary for them. And back down 2 more times. It's going to take a while to grow. It'll be a couple years before they can use it. We've got quite a few birds in the backyard. And back down and hold. The migratory birds during the winter are really fun. We had a big old round of robins earlier. February it was of this year. It's like, well, they're making their way somewhere. All right, what's next? Bent over rows. So back to that bent over positioning, hinging at the hip. Reach down on the band. As you come down, get your hands down a little lower, and then bring the elbows back, shoulder blades together. You're going to feel this between the shoulder blades, but this time it's going to be down right about the middle of the back. So back, squeeze it, and out. Bring the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. If you're not feeling this in the shoulder blades, grip down on the band just a little bit lower. And back. Don't put too much stress on the band. You want to be careful with that. Up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, hold it right there. And back down. Last time I did this, I had one break because I was using too light of a band. And I was really having to pull it to feel the resistance. Up, shoulder blades back, and down. A couple more times. Back, and down. I do have a squirrel that loves the bird feeder though, and I did everything I could think of. I put a bungee cord over it to hold the top down. He could still push it out of the way. I still haven't figured out how to keep him out. I'm going to work on that. I'm sorry, me and my birds. What are we doing next? Wide row. So with the feet extended, out, shoulder blades are back. You're going to bring the arms back, shoulders back, elbows as far as they'll go, and back to the forward again. So it's up, elbows right straight out to the sides, as wide as you can get them. And back down, keeping the shoulder blades back. Again, it's important for that shoulder that you keep shoulder blades back, keep that muscle tight between the two shoulder blades, pulling them to the back. Squeeze it. And a few more times here. Bring the elbows back, hold, and release. Last one. Bring it back, hold it right back there. Feel those muscles working, middle of the upper back, middle of the back, middle of the back, not middle of the upper back. What? What does that even mean? All right, we're going to take the band, bring it together right in front of you. This is for the feet. This one's for the ankles. Out and in. Feel the muscles working on the outsides of the ankle. Lower leg, right down above the ankle just a little bit. You'll feel it there as well. And back in, out, and in. This is a great, great, great exercise for the ankles to strengthen them up. And they do get weak. They get weak so easy because we stop walking on anything with any topography to it. If it's got mounds and dips, we're afraid to walk on it. And we've got to be able to strengthen the ankles up. And the more we walk on a sidewalk or a road, the weaker the ankles get. Out, because they're doing just one thing. They're not having to keep you upright for side to side movement. And in, out, and back in. Last one, out, and in. So it started out just at the ankle and then it worked its way up. I could feel it going up the side of the leg right below the knee. Feeling all those muscles that were working. All right, this time we're going to put the band under just one foot. 1 foot. First thing we're going to do is a leg press. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out, bringing the knee up towards the torso, and then pushing out and bringing it back in. Really important on this one that you hold the shoulder blades back, which isn't too hard to do because you've got that pressure pulling forward. All you have to do is squeeze the shoulder blades back to maintain your neutral position. If you push on that band and it pulls you forward, give yourself some more slack. In and back out. In and out. All right. Take it from low to a leg lift high. Down. And when I say high as you can get that leg. Hamstrings, as tight as they are, is going to limit how high you can go with it. Down and back up. This is a hip flexor exercise. This is working that muscle that lifts the legs. When we walk, climbing stairs, anything where you're moving, any mobility forward, backwards, sideways, requires the hip flexor to lift the leg up before you can move so you're not dragging the foot. Up and back down. All right. Just the ankle out and back in again. So toe out, extending the foot and bring it back. Out and back. 2 more. Down. 1 more. Out and in. Side to side. So we're going to take it to the outside and to the inside. Try to keep the knee straight. So don't let the whole foot go out, leg, everything else. All you're doing is turning at the ankle, across and back. This one you're going to feel on the outside of the leg again, just like we did on the other one. But you're also going to feel it on the inside. Out and out. You're working both ways, inside and outside of that ankle. And out, back in. Whew. We're good. Other side. We got 5 minutes. We got plenty of time to get this done. Starting out with that leg press, wrap around the foot, bring the knee in as close as you can to the chest, and extend the leg and bring it back in. As tight as you can get it. Keep those shoulder blades back, chest is out, out. Don't lock the knee out. As you push out, you don't want that knee to drop down. It's still pointing up just a little bit. Using the muscles around the knee, stopping, holding, and back in again. This is going to strengthen up that knee a lot. And back in. Bands are great for that, strengthening the joints. And back in. And the band does not put a lot of stress on the joints either. It can, but you have to work a lot harder at it. When you do the exercises, your form's going to be a little better. You're going to have a better chance of not twisting, not turning. Out and back in. Last one. Out. Stop there. Down and up. Heel to the floor. Raise it up. Feel that muscle working in the front of the hip. Again, keep a little bend in the knees. Don't let that knee drop out. It's really hard on the joint. Super hard. Up. And as we get older, we have less cushioning in those joints. So we need to be even more careful of taking care of them. And up and back. Flexing out and in. Toe goes out, toe comes in. out, and in. Keep the shoulder blades back on this one. Chest is out. So again, the band was starting to pull me down little at a time. I'm not even noticing how small of this movement is, but I got to get back into that neutral position again. Again, keeping track all the way through of the exercises, keeping track of your body, making sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Up and back down. All right, in and out, to the side, the middle, out and in. Give yourself some resistance there as you do this. Take it out. Feel that knee work, or no, sorry, feel that ankle working. Thinking, don't let the knee turn. Really concentrate on not letting the knee go with the ankle. Mine's doing it just a little bit. Focusing more on the ankle. And out and in, out and back. So I can feel it when I do it. I can feel that movement that's happening in there more than I can see it when I'm just not looking, or when I'm not, don't have my hand on it. Something like that. And in and back out. All right, band down. Let's stretch out the hips. We got a couple minutes left here. Get the feet out wide, hands on the thighs, shoulder blades are back, going into a push-up. The downward motion here, keeping the shoulder blades back, keeping the chest out. We'll stretch out the inner thighs, the outer hips. Down, down, and the hamstrings and the lower back. Down, down, deep breath. Exhale, let yourself fall just a little bit more. Push through the hands to get back up again. To the top. And we're good. Grab onto that right leg. Rotate it around a little bit. Keep the foot and the knee and the hip all lined up. Don't let the leg just flail around. Flail. Up and opposite direction. We work the hips hard. We work the upper legs hard. I want to make sure we get all those muscles stretched out. Other side. Around. Use the hand. Let the leg just relax. And opposite direction. Coming back again. And down. Arms underneath. Bring them up overhead. Sweeping. Taking a deep breath in. Stomach out. Drive it out. Feel the lungs open up. And exhale. One more time. Bring it up overhead. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale as you bring the arms down again. And there you go. Roll the shoulders back. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you again next Monday. Next Monday, we'll be here.